to this week's episode of Don't Press Play. We recorded one last week, but we had a couple audio issues, so this might be the first episode if you're listening to this now.
Yay.
And for our first guest, we have...
Hi, I'm Crass.
I'm Eli.
I'm Morgan.
What?
And I'm Caleb.
I don't know why I said guest. I mean, you're a regular, Crass.
Yeah.
One episode.
There's our guest.
I'm retiring from the internet after this. Shutting it all down.
Yep. Yeah, you
Becoming
can
Amish.
follow Crass's Twitter before he shuts it
Nope.
down. So.
I'm deleting it tomorrow.
He's going to be gone before it comes out.
Yep.
Oh, good. Yeah.
There'll be no evidence that I ever existed
Before after this?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Before this?
Beautiful.
Before and after this.
Nice. Well, how are you guys doing? How's life?
Doing good. Doing
Oh,
okay. Do you want to talk about it?
Good.
No.
No, you don't want to talk about it.
No.
He just bought some lipstick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Sporting some rouge.
It comes in liquid form?
You can see the power in it.
I drink my
I
life.
made poor choices before being on camera.
Not sponsored.
No. See, it's
Sponsored by Poor Choices? Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
we are.
Right. Sorry. All right. Well, awesome segue time where I make awesome segues into topics.
I don't want to segue.
Great.
Did the podcast?
So I told Morgan this yesterday, but last night when we were in a call, like hanging out and I was drinking, I was like, I'm gonna order some food to like prevent like hangover in the morning. And I ordered it, and like 20 minutes later, I was falling asleep in the call. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed. And in my head, I thought, I'm gonna make sure I stay up to eat food. And I went and laid down and fell right asleep. Woke up this morning. And got woken up by my dog barking because my brother had ordered food, and my food was frozen to our porch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
In a box, so it's kind of like a refrigerator.
It kept. Yeah, it didn't go bad.
I
Yeah,
called it the Colorado refrigerator.
yeah, it was great. That's why I still have this to be edible.
Oh, your flatbread.
The cheese
Eating
sticks.
during the podcast? That's unprofessional.
He's
Yeah,
editing
bro.
it. We can listen to himself chew.
Yeah, I can just make it much louder. Well, some things that we could talk about that just happened are Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
I heard
Yeah,
Crass
words.
likes the Star Wars thing.
Nope.
All right. Let's talk about it.
Are we starting with this? Are we starting with me angry?
Yes.
We're gonna start with
We're coming out of the gate with me pissed.
Yeah,
We just
yeah.
gotta get
Let's
it over
go.
with.
All
Yeah.
right. So are you guys familiar with what they announced?
All I said when I saw it was, "Oh, great, another Star Wars game."
Another one. We get one every 3 years if we're lucky anymore.
Lucky.
EA had the license since 2014 and made 3 games.
Yeah.
I think that they should just stop making games.
I think you should stop making words come out of your face. That's what I think.
And that's the last time we're having our guest Crass on the
Yeah,
podcast.
deleting the internet for everybody.
I didn't see the Star Wars trailer for this.
It's a 2-second
It's
teaser trailer.
it's a
You
teaser,
see
if any.
nothing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's like if you just read the description of what it's going to be, it's called Star Wars Hunters. If you read the description of what it's going to be, it sounds cool because it says it's a free-to-play third-person shooter. But if you look into it any further than that, it's made by fucking Zynga, who makes Facebook and mobile games.
Mhm.
And if you look even further, you realize that it's not actually a Nintendo Switch game. It's a fucking mobile game that they're going to go
Yeah.
ahead and release on the Switch as well.
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know, they just announced like a month ago that EA doesn't have exclusive rights to make Star Wars video games anymore.
Oh,
And yeah, they announced what they're calling it's. I'm going to try not to go on too many tangents here. They're calling it Lucasfilm Games because calling it Lucas Games would be too direct and make sense. So they're calling it Lucasfilm Games. And I don't know if they're going to be making any games like themselves, but they're definitely handing the license out to people.
right.
And they went on this whole thing about how they were like, it's going to be like, we're going to make it so that there's a bright future for Star Wars games and all the other Lucasfilm properties. And then they're going to go ahead and, like, knowing that the community was pissed about how EA handled the IP, they're going to make their first official Star Wars announcement with Lucasfilm Games be a fucking free-to-play mobile game? And everybody was already pissed about Galaxy of Heroes, the free-to-play mobile game that EA makes.
Right.
It just seems like a slap. It just seems like a slap in the face. It's bullshit.
I thought you had something to say, but then I saw your cats like just staring at you.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Don't pinch them.
And I'll go ahead and go on record and say it's not. I understand that the mobile market needs a game for sure. Like it would be. I'm not saying ignore the mobile market.
Doesn't need any games.
Yes,
They don't need any more games.
it makes billions of dollars. So I understand why they want a mobile game there. It would, from a business standpoint, it would be stupid not to have one.
Right.
So I get that. I'm not saying like, oh, mobile games bad. Don't make mobile games. What I'm saying is, your first official Star Wars announcement after you just revealed this new like video game section of Lucasfilm being nothing but a mobile game, which is only exclusive to Switch as far as consoles and PC go, and really is just a mobile game port to that, without also announcing something else, either a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order or Battlefront, or even just Battlefront 3, or just anything. Some new IP that we don't know about, even just teasing it alongside that, instead of the only thing we get being a mobile game, is what pisses me off.
Right.
I feel like they should have waited to announce it until they had something else Star Wars related to announce.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think the last Star Wars game, at least that I saw, was the Squadrons one, right?
Yeah, that's
Yes,
the last one
actually,
I remember that everybody was excited about.
I will amend my statement that since 2014 they made 4 games because I forgot about Squadron.
Yeah. And Squadrons was like, it was really hyped at launch, but then everyone found out that there's like not much to
No
do.
content coming.
Yeah, and what was weird is before the game came out, the devs were all like all the like press releases and all like the interviews and stuff they did. They said that there would be like no major post game content, but they didn't say it like sorry. They said it like, isn't that great, guys? And everybody's like, no,
yeah, it's not great at all.
Our multiplayer focused game is going to have very little content. Aren't you happy? There won't be a battle pass or DLC. And it's like, okay, yeah, but I still want content.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have it. So
They seem to think that the thing people are pissed about is the content, not the like
You know what that might
predatory monetization.
Looking into it more now, seeing that they lost the license, that might be why there was no in-game content, honestly. They probably knew that they weren't going to have it anymore.
They didn't lose it. It made it so that it's no longer exclusive because there's a rumor. Well, because they're still making the sequel to Fallen Order, and there's a rumor we're getting Battlefront 3 eventually. Both owned by EA. Yeah, it's not that they lost the license; it's that it's no longer exclusive to them.
Gotcha.
Other companies are going to be allowed to make games, which is great because Ubisoft announced that they're making it was rumored and then kind of semi-confirmed. Yeah, the open world Star Wars game that Ubisoft is making. But the fact that we got a teaser they should have waited and made a teaser for that, and then before that show the mobile game so that people would be like, oh, it's a mobile game, I don't care, and then hit them with the fucking bait and switch and be like, also check out this teaser for the open world Ubisoft game because everybody's been dying for a open world Star Wars game for like damn near a decade now.
Yeah. Yeah, because the only one that I can think of is the MMO Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, it's just the Old Republic. The MMO is.
Oh, okay.
Knights of the Old Republic 2 RPGs. And to put it into perspective, why I'm pissed about EA making only 4 games since 2014. Between now and 2014, only 4 major releases. In, I think it was 2005 alone, we got Knights of the Old Republic 1, Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Republic Commando, and the Revenge of the Sith. What's it called? The adaptation, the video game adaptation.
Yeah. Right.
That was 4 games in that 1 year, and they were all great. So for EA to then get it, and then between 2014 and 2021 only make 4 games, it's insulting. Especially when they're the biggest game company on the planet.
Right. Like they're coming out with movies faster than they're coming out with games.
Under EA, more Star Wars games have been canceled than have been made.
Right.
Wow, goals.
Shut up, Morgan.
We love to see it.
We don't.
Yeah.
Huge fan. Huge fan of seeing it.
Yeah, I don't really know what else happened.
I will say that I was a huge fan of the Lego Star Wars games.
I hope the devs
yeah.
that make House Flipper go out of business and are blacklisted from ever being allowed to make a video game again.
They're already working on the next video game. It's called The
I
Tenants.
hope it gets
Yeah,
canceled.
and
I hope they get bought and it gets canceled.
I liked House
Wait.
Flipper.
Because Morgan loves that game and she's
they're coming out with a new DLC. If we're gonna
I hope it's awful and it's the thing that destroys them.
Loud
No, it's so
noises.
It's luxury and it's really exciting, and we could talk about it if you want because I have a lot to say about it.
No, I don't care. I hope they
and they just open it up to the workshop so you can like download new furniture and stuff like that.
Next topic, Destiny Nazis.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait.
You can't do that, first of all.
You don't want to talk about House Flipper because Morgan likes it?
Yeah, because she didn't want to talk about Star Wars because she hated it.
We just talked about Star Wars for probably 20 minutes.
You didn't. I did.
It was like 8.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. 8 minutes more than House Flipper gets, God forbid. Oh my God.
Well, it's a bigger
No,
franchise
7
and more
minutes
people
and
love
40 seconds.
I also like House Flipper, so let's...
House Flipper is huge poggers.
I loved it, but
Can't
I
say
haven't
that
played
anymore.
it in so long.
Poggers.
Yeah, I want to get
What
the
did you say,
DLC
Karen?
for it.
Yeah, I have it
Hard thing
on.
of-
Go for it.
I love it, but I haven't played it in forever.
Well, you should play it because it's fun.
I last played it in 2018.
Way better. I got it probably closer to when it came out, and then I didn't touch it for like 2 years, and then I started playing it again, and I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Now that I can actually run it on a PC that can handle it.
Yeah,
My
that's...
laptop was trash.
I didn't play it for a long time, but I think it was on sale one day, so that's why I ended up getting it. And then I wanted to get the DLC too, because at this point I've kind of done a lot of what I can do. Like, it's still fun, but it's just like I'm kind of like at a point where I'm stuck until I get more DLC that makes it like fun again.
Yeah.
So
The luxury stuff that they're releasing is a lot of fun. It looks really cool.
yeah.
And the houses that you're going to get are like much bigger.
I did try out their new game, The Tenants, because it's kind of it's similar but obviously different because it's like the way that they do it in that one, because I played the beta the other day.
Okay.
And it's kind of like an over top view.
Mhm.
And you're like you start off renovating people's houses, and then you can like build up like your own personal apartment so you can like rent that out and have that income and like buy other houses to have that rent out, and then you just keep track of your tenants and be sure that they're happy and like do other side jobs to make money. So it seems interesting. There's a lot of bugs though right now.
Yeah, I've been following it a lot, and it's been on my wish list for a long time. And I didn't realize they have the demo now, so I'll probably just download that.
Yeah,
It came out last week.
Yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, I mean, there's a few bugs that I had to relaunch the game to get them to work again. So, but obviously it's a demo. It's not supposed to be perfect.
Right.
So
No, it is.
Everything's supposed to be perfect.
Destiny.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we could talk about the
Destiny
races.
and their
Their Wolfenstein DLC.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I actually I didn't hear about this until like today when we started talking about it.
Yeah.
I got a visitor,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, you did. No, I hadn't heard about it either until it was mentioned to me by you. That probably could have been worded like a normal human being would have, but I didn't.
Yeah, right.
Until it was mentioned to me by you here on this day.
Yeah, so basically I just pulled up an article and I guess so Bungie came out with this new like Destiny 2 like expansion or DLC or whatever that apparently unintentionally included Nazi slogan. Like
I hate it when that happens.
yeah, how you unintentionally throw that in.
I'm always talking about how work will set you free and
Yep.
strength through joy and the triumph of the will.
Just seems crazy that you know there's a big company like that like Bungie that makes that big of a mistake. You would think there's tons of people that are overseeing every project.
You would think, and then you would be wrong.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, me thinking
You would
is
be
always
absolutely
wrong.
incorrect.
Indie game studio Bungie. They're
Yep.
just a little indie dev team
Yeah, small team.
doing their best.
Yeah.
Itty-bitty.
They only make a little bit of money here and there.
They just make the one game. They're just a little dev team with their little indie game.
Caleb, what is this spark you have on your
What's on your mind, Caleb? What's going on up there?
Trying to think of how to make fun of them.
I am making fun of them.
Caleb's trying to find the good joke that'll work.
They have one of the biggest multiplayer games in existence
There's a
right
fine
now.
line between funny joke and offensive.
That's
Right.
all right.
Edit it out.
That's why
And I try to
editing.
toe that line daily.
I'll probably cross it soon.
Yeah. Well,
One can only hope.
not live.
That's why.
Oh no, it's great. So
It at least seems like it was just according. Like I also
It's-
pulled up an article and it's talking about how like it's a weekly bounty challenge.
It's
It's small enough that it could be an easy oversight.
yeah.
but still the
It
fact
seems
that-
like carelessness.
Yeah.
right.
Like I don't legitimately think anybody was like maliciously doing it. But again, before you name stuff like that, you should probably check.
Yeah.
There should probably whenever you make games like that include those kind of imageries, someone should make like a list or like a pamphlet that just is like a bullet list. This is like, don't use these terms because the Nazis like put them on posters and stuff, and you probably don't want to do that. And then it should just be given to any dev that makes those kinds of games that would use that kind of imagery. And it's like, okay, don't say this, don't say that, don't try to do any of these.
Usually for large corporations, you have a legal team that will vet names and words and products that you put out there to make sure that they're not similar
Yeah.
to any other trademarked material. So it's very strange to me that an oversight for Nazis,
I mean, Nazi stuff isn't trademarked.
but it doesn't matter because if you're a legal team, you should be looking at terms that are offensive
Yeah. No, I agree.
as well as, legally close to somebody else's property, intellectual property. So, yeah,
But
yes, they
because
were out that day.
like Caleb said, I think because it's it's like just a weekly thing that's like quickly made. And because we've all seen that the way Bungie makes their game for whatever reason is like quickly try to finish whatever the content is that's coming out like the week before it's supposed to come out.
Yeah.
So it really to me just seems like they were in a rush to add whatever the weekly challenges were that week. And people were just like, is there typos? And they were like, no, send it through. And they didn't bother to actually read. They were looking at the individual like words for like whatever that is they look for in quality control and didn't bother to look at the actual content. So I'm assuming happened. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a secret Nazi at Bungie. I don't know.
Maybe there's an open Nazi at Bungie.
There's a
In
public
charge of
Nazi.
the weekly challenges.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
He's like,
It's the
I'm gonna
CEO.
get away with it.
Plot
You
twist:
can't-
the CEO is only in
You
charge.
can't
of
name names. You can't just accuse people of being Nazis. You're just sued. That's why I was being vague.
Oh,
I don't think
For
you can say
legal purposes, that was a joke. So Mario Golf.
The only
I'm
good thing that was
fucking
announced at the fucking direct? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Are
Everything
we all
else
gonna
is
golf
trash.
together?
I don't have a Switch. You want to buy me a Switch?
I don't want to buy you a Switch.
Then we're not
You
going
want
to
to
play
buy me a
it.
Switch?
I'll buy you a Switch.
Caleb, you're about to buy your second Switch.
Technically,
You should give me
I'm
your old
get-
Switch.
maybe.
What
I
Switch
gotta
are you
do-
I want
buying?
your fucking hand-me-downs. I'm my own man.
Okay, fuck you then.
No, I want it. I changed my mind.
I'll get you a Switch Lite. How about that?
Sure. Yeah.
You'll quickly hate it.
I don't care. A free Switch Lite?
Handheld forever.
Yeah. Well, just like never mind.
You can't plug the Switch
I'm-
into the dock?
Switch
Not
Not
the Lite.
not the Lite. The Lite doesn't have a dock. The Lite's literally just a handheld.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah,
Seriously though, if you
It's-
don't
yeah. It's just
that old
I
Switch,
have to-
I'll buy it.
I have to transfer all my data once I buy a Switch.
Yeah, oh yeah, I
My
didn't mean right
plan-
now.
is to see if the Pokemon announcements on Pokemon Day are going to include a new Switch. Because I know for Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, they did one.
Pokemon.
Otherwise,
today?
I'm just going to do Animal Crossing.
I almost said 50th.
27th is Pokemon Day, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll honestly be shocked if they don't announce a new Switch or like a special edition Switch.
I would be surprised as well, but if that's the case, then I'll just get the Animal Crossing one and be real happy with that one because that one looks super cool.
It's literally the biggest selling franchise currently in existence.
Rightfully so.
Mario, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Mario gets his own special Switch, then I can't imagine where Pokemon wouldn't.
Yeah, the problem with Mario's is just, I think we've talked about it before, where it's like the color is different, which is cool, but there's no Mario design, so it doesn't feel like a Mario Switch.
There's no Mario, and when you told me that, I was on your side, but then I saw it, and I was like, that's kind of cool, actually. I like that.
It does look cool. I bought one for my girlfriend, and she should be getting it tomorrow, I think, actually. So
the dot has stuff on it, right?
No, it's just like neon red colored.
Oh.
The nice thing though is you could totally like buy and add your own decals to it though.
Yeah, you can add your own decals to it, which makes it feel more personalized.
You just have to be really careful because when I was selling stickers, the adhesive for most of the decals that are like sold for consoles and stuff will eat away at the material of the Switch. Awesome. So there's a handful of shops that use adhesive that are like made for the Switch.
Safe for the plastic, yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd they use a weird plastic to make the Switch?
I think it's
the adhesive material. It's just damaging
vinyl, usually.
Okay, so are you saying that it would do that to the other consoles as well, or just the Switch?
All of them.
Okay, I thought you were saying that people who sell stickers for consoles, you can put them on the other consoles with the Switch and gets through. That's what I thought.
No, usually, no.
Well, some people might also do that, but just the stickers that you can get normally are damaging to most consoles.
Yeah.
Good thing I don't put stickers on. Good thing I ain't got any consoles.
Hell yeah, I'm finna buy Mario Golf. I'm super excited for it.
There's no reason.
I like the story mode. And
Wii Golf.
Yeah, Wii Golf is pretty sick.
Are you gonna get the 3D World port with the Bowser's Fury stuff?
I have it already, but I'm not playing it yet.
Okay.
I watched Donkey's video on it.
Mm-hmm. I did too.
And I kind of really want it because I didn't buy it, but it actually looks really cute. So I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'll grab it. Might be a nice little. I like hardly play my Switch. I don't even really play Animal Crossing. Colleen plays Animal Crossing every single day.
That's crazy.
And it's funny though because like I got her into New Leaf on the DS, and she wound up buying a DS so she could play it like on her own machine. And then I bought her a Switch Lite so she could play Animal Crossing when it came out for Switch, and she loves it. She didn't like it at first because she's like, it's a little slow to go, but I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how Animal Crossing is. But now she plays it every single day, and she's like, you don't play Animal Crossing that much. And I'm like, yeah, because now it feels like a job.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like doing chores. Don't make me shake another tree. I swear to God, if I get another stack of sticks, what am I going to do with them?
Build.
Yeah, I'm kind of at that point too, where it's like I have Super Mario Bros. And Animal Crossing, and that's it for the Switch. So like I just never. Oh, and Rocket League, and I just like never play it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like. I'll bring it to like work or bring it to like when I'm on a plane or something. But if I'm home, when we got out of like the Animal Crossing phase, I like stopped playing it altogether. So
yeah,
I'm hoping these new games will give me a reason to justify my purchase.
I just hope Mario Golf doesn't die as fast as tennis did.
Yeah.
I used to play I miss tennis. I miss Mario Tennis, and I miss Mario Super Strikers. I don't know if anybody but it was like chef kiss. Like it was the perfect game. Game. My little sister and we still talk about it. I always tell people that GameCube was like the best console because it had the best games for it.
Sales numbers would disagree with you, but
yeah, N64 would be the biggest one there.
Well, yeah, but I think that like the quality of games that came out for that console were just like they were perfect at that time, and I guess also
Yeah.
my age too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the age of people that I would play with.
The GameCube was the last Nintendo console I owned, so like anything past like halfway through its life cycle, I don't know. Like I've never played any of the Nintendo games you guys are talking about.
I think I've owned everything since the N64 because I had an N64, GameCube, Game Boy Advance SP, DS, Wii, Wii U, 3DS, and a Switch.
Yeah, I just didn't get the Wii U.
I
Wasn't very
remember-
good.
Yeah,
I remember
that's
that I was given the DS Lite as a Christmas gift one year, so I did have that. But I didn't play that much on it. I didn't use it that much at all. I think because I got the DS Lite, and then I think like maybe either the very next year or like the year after that, I got a PSP, and I liked that a lot more.
Yeah. That's how I was too. I got the DS and loved it. And then I got the PSP and I was like, oh, this is astronomically better. So, but the GameCube was definitely like, it was always a debate if we wanted to play GameCube or PlayStation 2. And a lot of the times it came down to GameCube, unless you wanted to play like Star Wars Battlefront. So
I had the OG Xbox, and that was the one that I loved. Just that was the best console I've maybe ever had. That
nice.
I never had the OG
big,
Xbox.
fat
I had a
fucking
PS2.
controller. Loved that controller.
I had the first PlayStation.
Yeah.
I had a PS2 at my mom's house, but then one day I clicked. It was the one that it was like the slim, so like the tray opened. It wasn't it didn't have the tray that pulled out and you put it in there and it closed. It opened up like a thing, and I opened it. I grabbed the disc out because I was switching games, and I turned to switch games. And my little half brother sprinted through and by accident kicked the tray clean off the top, and it wouldn't work anymore. And she was like, "Well, you're shit out of luck. Those are expensive."
Yep.
Kids, man.
Yep.
So then I just had the original Xbox at my dad's house, which ended up overheating and dying while I was playing Knights of the Old Republic 1.
Jesus.
Damn.
Which could be a smooth segue into the fact that there's more rumors about the Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's probably happening.
Love that rumor.
Probably most likely.
That's the slogan.
Definitely
for the game.
almost.
Okay, so
Probably happening.
TM.
you don't need $7 million to make a port. And if you do, you're very bad at making ports. The company that's currently in charge of it, is not rumored. So there was a company that ported games to either Mac or mobile,
Mm-hmm.
and most of them were the old PC games, and that included Knights of the Old Republic 1 and Knights of the Old Republic 2, the mobile versions that came out, and eventually the version that came out for Mac. They were bought by a new company, who then immediately put them on a project that had a $7 million budget, and they confirmed that the project was an IP that they didn't know. It wasn't an original IP, it was somebody else's. And all the rumors and leaks point to the fact that it's going to be either like a remake or a reimagining of Knights of the Old Republic.
Imagine imagining, you know?
I try not to. It'll make you go blind.
Imagine.
No, that's masturbation. Sorry.
Oh.
This is still a prison. It's weird how the Discord leaks into the podcast.
Yeah. It's because it's where we recorded.
It's true.
In prison.
Yes.
Yeah.
In our
When you go to the prison
masturbation.
library, you're still in prison.
Yeah, it's true, actually. Yeah. Can't disagree.
I think I know what sparked Tay's. He wrote a whole thing that he wanted to talk about, but he's not here. He's probably sleeping or something.
Yeah, we think he's sleeping.
But I sent him. I sent him
A
Where is it?
message?
An article.
Oh.
Silent Hill creator teases new concept art for his upcoming horror game. And I saw it, and I immediately thought of him, and I sent it his way. I didn't do any research on it because I figured he'd just talk about it, but that's on the list. of things that we have to talk about, but I think that's what sparked the I need to make a list
Yeah,
from Kay's brain.
Yeah, I don't know what the Silent Hill stuff is.
Apparently, mentions that this new project is a way for him to get back to his roots. So I have a feeling it's going to be spooky and also scary and also bloody and dark.
What I'm seeing is we might be getting 2 Silent Hill games. One from the person you're talking about and one from somebody else.
Really dark. The art looked cool.
The only Silent Hill games I've ever played were 1 and 2.
Okay, that's more than I have.
Yeah, I haven't played any Silent Hill games at all.
I fought against Pyramid Head and Dead by Daylight.
I'll probably catch a lot of flack for this if anybody hears this.
If anybody's out there listening.
Especially Tay.
To this?
Probably be mad at me. Oh, I didn't mean nobody's going to listen to it. I meant that you've recorded like 700 of these and none of them have ever made it to light. So you've been doing this for years and they're all just stockpiled somewhere.
No, this one will make it to light. This one's going up for sure.
Also, how many fucking drinks am I going to drink? I have bubble tea, water, and seltzer, and I've had a sip of all 3 of them within the last 2 minutes.
That's going to look funny watching it back.
Yeah.
Totally do. The type of game that Silent Hill is
a quiet one.
It's a game of a bygone era, and to make a game that's like the old ones wouldn't be received well, and to totally change how Silent Hill works would probably piss off the Silent Hill community. So it seems like a really slippery slope. Because like if you try to make it like modern horror games, they'll say, "Oh, you're copying such and such." And then if you try to make it how survival horror games used to be, they're going to be like, "This is garbage." That's all I wanted to say.
Depends on how they change it up. Because, I mean, you look at Resident Evil, they changed their stuff up a lot in Resident Evil 7. That was really well received.
Yes, but all they really did was change the camera perspective. The puzzles were still incredibly similar.
Was the storyline pretty similar along other ones?
Yeah. Okay. That's still, you could still see Resident Evil's soul in that. And I mean, they could do that with Silent Hill, but the thing is, like I said, if they do that, I think there's going to be, and maybe it'll be the minority, but I definitely think they're going to catch those people that are like, you're just copying what Resident Evil did to bring their survival horror franchise into the modern day. It's a slippery slope to not just directly copy what they're doing, while also still trying to make like anything modern. It's just Silent Hill is one of those franchises that's too beloved to really touch, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's why the guy that made it is like, I'm working on a different project that is a completely different thing. It's different, Like, don't expect the same thing. You know what I mean? So I think it'll do good.
I mean, yeah, I hope so. I'll always take new horror games. Mm-hmm. I'm not rooting for it to fail. I just am worried that it probably will.
Right.
And something Resident Evil has on its side is it was consistently releasing games that entire time. Silent Hill has to face the challenge of we haven't had a Silent Hill game in like over a decade.
Yeah, I feel like companies almost make it harder on themselves when they stop releasing games like after a certain amount of time and they come back and say, hey, we're going to release another game at GTA.
The Silent Hill franchise is guilty of that when they put out the PT teaser.
Right.
Yeah, they're like, we're making it. And then they were like, no, we're not.
Like getting it canceled.
Hideo Kojima's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you hear one of his original ideas for that Silent Hills game he was going to be making?
No.
He wanted it so that the game could look at your PlayStation account and see the email attached to it and have access. If you had the camera that was on the PlayStations at the time, it would take pictures of you randomly, even if you weren't in that game, and would send you emails from like blocked email addresses with like spooky messages and pictures of you.
What the fuck?
He wanted the game to do that. Yeah, he wanted the game to send you like ominous emails on your
Sure,
actual
that's
email
just-
address in the real world.
Sounds like spyware.
Yeah.
Sounds like illegal.
Like
Yeah.
I'm sure it was just like I'm sure it got shut down on the cutting room floor. I'm just telling you that is an idea he had.
It's crazy.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's crazy. He made a walking simulator game with a baby.
Hey, they ran eventually.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, do you want to talk about Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
What's going on with Mortal Kombat?
They're making a movie and it looks cool.
Oh.
And it's not directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, so it's probably going to be pretty good.
Nice.
Shit, I'm just glad I don't have to go in theaters to see it.
Yeah, it's going to be on HBO Max.
Who's Max?
You know, this guy.
Fuck you.
He's a guy who sells me bootleg
He's just mad
DVDs,
I
so I
said
gotta go to the
first.
movie theater.
That's my joke.
We've gotten more
Yeah.
details about Borderlands 3 movie as well.
We're done with Mortal Kombat. Moving on. Borderlands 3.
Oh, I don't
What
know.
are they doing?
There's a-
It's a movie. Speaking of
movie.
movies, Borderlands 3.
Got more information. We talked about it in a different podcast episode, but RIP to that one. So here's
It
the actual first.
posted. Woo!
I'd say we circle back, but really we're just starting the circle again.
Yeah. It's
Go
an
watch the
excellent-
Mortal Kombat Red Band trailer. It just came out. It's good.
Probably link in the description.
Probably. won't be.
Probably. I don't know.
Maybe on YouTube, yeah.
Doesn't it release in April?
Yeah, April 16th.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll still be in the US at that point.
Oh,
watch
our
it.
mascot's making an anonymous.
An anonymous donation.
Hey, thanks for the donation.
Thanks. Thanks for resubbing. For how many months?
How old is he?
12? I've
Damn.
had him for a year. He
Hey,
is
what
going to
is-
be 3 on April 2nd.
Oh, big floof.
He really likes being the center of attention, especially
Yeah,
on
he
camera.
really does. That's why I'm saying he's like our mascot because he's
Yeah.
like really enjoying this. He's like, who, me? This body? This face? No, go up here.
Nice. Oh, he going. He going. Look at him go.
I don't know why. I don't know why I try.
All right. Well,
Okay, well,
My mini fridge came on. It was loud, so I muted my mic for a second just so it could do whatever it's doing.
get it, mini fridge.
This is just a fucking.
Work that body, mini fridge.
This is just a video game podcast. What is this podcast? Who are you people?
This is the podcast?
Yeah, pretty much video game podcast. I mean, also
All right.
anything else, but
Okay, I was just gonna say.
It's a not cast, technically.
I guess. Well, I guess I don't think Morgan gives a shit. WandaVision's been good so far.
WandaVision's been
Yeah.
fucking
As-
great.
As of recording, we're 2 days after episode 7 came out.
Yeah.
Lots of big reveals in that. I'll try to be as spoiler free as possible.
3 days.
But
Don't, Figment.
if you haven't been watching, you should be. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for answers in the next 2 episodes, and if I don't get them, I'll cry.
Yeah, we actually to promote the other podcast that's produced by My Village Productions, on Lazy Watchers, we did an episode where we watched the first 2 episodes of WandaVision and gave our review, and obviously it was very high reviews because it's a very good show. It's like,
Mhm.
isn't it the first Marvel TV show?
The first one in the MCU.
Yeah,
Okay.
because they had
They-
Agents of
they-
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, and they had the Netflix ones that used to be in the MCU, but then, what was his name? Something. The guy who used to be in charge. Marvel TV and Marvel Studios used to be 2 separate things.
Right.
And the guy who was in charge of Marvel TV, as far as like rumors and hearsay go, hated Kevin Feige, the guy who's in charge of Marvel Studios.
Hmm.
and it seemed like it was just jealousy. And so he took the Netflix stuff and was like trying to build his own little Netflix MCU to prove he could do it.
Mm-hmm.
But as it turns out, he couldn't do it. And then, that all fell through. And then they merged Marvel TV and Marvel Studios, and that's how we're getting all this stuff. Falcon and Winter Soldier
I liked
was
a lot of the
supposed.
Netflix shows too.
I liked Daredevil.
Daredevil was
and-
solid.
Daredevil and the first season of Jessica Jones, and that's about it.
You didn't like Luke Cage?
No.
Isn't Jessica Jones coming back?
They got
There's
the rights
rumors
back, but
That's what I just saw this week.
they got Marvel got the TV rights back to, or just the full film and TV rights back to the characters. So we might see her, we might not. I never watched season 2 of Jessica Jones. Everybody told me it was so-so.
I don't like that actress. Sorry, excuse me,
Oh,
Figment, but
I
I
do.
don't like that actress. I don't know why. I think it's like one of those things where you're just like, your face makes me want to punch you.
I like her
That's
face.
how I feel. Okay, well,
She got a good face.
okay, great, thank you.
You wanted to talk about her face. You brought it up. Why are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you.
Mom and Dad are fighting again.
Anyway, yeah. So they Falcon and Winter Soldier was supposed to be the first show in the MCU,
Right.
but then it got pushed back because COVID. They had to film like big action scenes someplace, and the whole world shut down,
Yeah.
and so they couldn't. And then slowly but surely they were able to. But then they had to like change where they were going to film it because the place they wanted to was like still bad or whatever. But then they're like Australia and New Zealand were good. And so I'm pretty sure they moved everything to Australia and New Zealand, and they had to like rebuild sets and stuff, which pushed it back. And so they were like, well, since WandaVision doesn't even release chronologically, it was going to take place before that anyway. They were just like, we'll just release it before it anyway.
Makes sense.
Because I'm pretty sure, and I might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure WandaVision is 6 months after Endgame. Endgame.
Oh, okay.
I think it's 6 months later.
It would make sense, like watching the storyline at least.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 6 months later. Whereas Falcon and Winter Soldier, I believe, is further. Is like as much time as actually has passed since Endgame in the real world. I think is the time gap for that.
Gotcha.
So like a year or 2 years or whatever. I think I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read.
Nice. All right. Well, I think that's all the topics that we were going to cover. If anyone else has anything.
We were going to talk about Diablo 2 being remade.
Oh, yeah, we could talk about that.
Or remastered, I should say. It's not going to be remade. I know a lot of people prefer the remaster. If the remake would have been good, I would have taken that. But it also could have been bad the way the Warcraft 3 one was. So
Yeah. I never really played Diablo 2, so I don't know anything about it.
you think you'll end up getting this one?
Maybe.
Okay.
I never really got into it.
Maybe.
heard it
I
here first,
played Diablo 3 and I enjoyed it.
Diablo 2 is a little more in depth, a little harder, a little more.
Harder? Well, fuck that. I want an
It's
easy
harder.
time.
No, its difficulty scales more, whereas Diablo 3 had that where like it would scale a little bit and then you hit the ceiling and you were done fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Diablo 2 kind of like kept the scaling going.
It's fair. Because, this will have Diablo 2 itself and then
In the
the
expansion.
DLC as well. Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
I feel like at this
Let's hope
point, if you release a remaster and you don't include DLC, that like you deserve to be yelled at because you're gonna get yelled at.
Shout out to Blizzard releasing WoW Classic Burning Crusade.
I don't know why. I told everybody that WoW Classic was going to be done before it was a thing. And then it came out, and everybody I know who plays WoW was excited. And then they started playing. But before they started playing it, I told them, you're going to miss all the quality of life stuff that you don't even realize you have right now.
Right.
And the nostalgia is going to wear off, and you're going to realize that you're playing content you've already played with quality of life features you don't have anymore. And almost every single person I said that to later came back and was like, yeah, I don't play WoW Classic anymore. It just, there was so much missing that I had been used to. And I was like, exactly. I never understood the purpose. Well, I mean, it was
nostalgia. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nostalgia.
And they're
but
doing it again by releasing an expansion
it'll work.
14 years later.
people will pay. Will like redo their subscription because you don't have to pay for the expansion for WoW Classic expansion. You just have to have an active subscription.
It's just crazy to me that they're like you can choose to move on to Burning Crusade and Classic, or you can stay in WoW Classic forever.
Yeah, because I think there's some people that are just like, I think it appeals, the people who are still playing right now are completionists that want to like completely max out the character in WoW Classic and have like all the best in slot gear, and then not have to worry about an expansion coming out that makes them like unfinished. I think they want a character that they can have, and they're like, it's perfect. It's as you can't get better than this character. Like I am as the best shaman that I can be, or whatever class. I can understand the appeal for those people, but as far as like MMO fans, the whole point of MMOs is that they go on forever and you're never done.
Yeah.
And because it's like, but by the time I finish all this content, the next content will be out. Like that's the point of an MMO. So WoW Classic to me seems like it's just not. It's not what an MMO is supposed to be about. But I mean, there's something for everybody. To be fair, it's just not for me.
Yeah, I tried it for a bit, and it was nice playing like nostalgic wise. But after about a month, I was like, yeah, it's like it's what I remember it to be, which is both good and bad, because it's outdated. What got me into gaming. But on the other hand, yeah, it's outdated, and it just felt like I was playing someone's, project of starting up their own video game. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like even in
it's like a private server.
Yeah, exactly.
So many games, including World of Warcraft, took that basis and built on it and made it better. And now we saw that, and then somebody else or them did something new, and we're like, this is better.
Right.
And so to go back to it, it's like, oh yeah, it really is rose tinted glasses, because there was a reason I was excited about these upgrades when they came out, because they genuinely were better.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying every decision WoW has made since then has been good. It hasn't, but overall, it's in a better state now than it was then.
Yeah, for sure. So, because I remember one thing, whenever I played, you couldn't get a writing mount until like level 25 or 30 or something,
and it was expensive. You had to like grind for a lot of money to get it done.
Yeah, even just you had to grind to get to the level, and it took hours and hours of walking. And then once you get to the level, you still don't have enough naturally. You have to go like be running your professions like fishing or leatherworking or whatever, and trade with the community, which was great back then. I mean, I made a ton of friends playing WoW Classic, or like WoW when it
the original one.
Yeah. And it was a fun time, but then playing it again, get the nostalgia feeling, and then after a while it's like, okay, I don't want to wait till fucking level 40 until I get a mount. I'd rather just get it in 10 levels and have the money for it. So, which is that like nice like quality of life, like you were saying. So ups and downs, I guess.
I also think that like remakes like that are really hard, because you're looking for the same joy that it brought you when it first came out.
Yeah.
And that's not a thing anymore, because you're older and life is different, and like
you're a different person than you were then.
Yeah, the games that you're playing now are different, and that's okay, because obviously things evolve over time, but like just like watching my friends who I knew would play WoW every single night. Some would play with our teachers. Like it was like a huge part of all of my friends' lives. And now they're just like, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Because you expect that same feeling, and you're not getting it.
Yeah. And that same, like, even the connectivity between players and stuff like that, like it's still like, because the general use of online has completely changed since then too. It's like back then you would make all these different friends like in your guild or even in local chat or whatever, and it was like no big deal. And now it's like you either have a group of friends that you already know going into the game, or you might make a friend or two but don't count on it.
Right.
So I think it's a little bit of both of, you're expecting that same feeling, but then on the other hand, everyone's changed. Like the entire online. Yeah. So
I think it's because now those games and like the internet in general are easier to access. So there's more people. And so like back then, not everybody, but most of the people playing those games were all very similar people.
Yeah.
that like when it like learned how to read up on like, oh, if I want to play this game I have to do that, and like I've got to pay the subscription and you do that, and like it's this and everything that. And it was you had to want to find the information, whereas now gaming is so much bigger and internet access is so much like it's just so much more widely available. There's a bigger like spread of kinds of people playing the game, and it makes it so it's harder to just like run into just any old person that's in the game and you're going to have something in common. There's no guarantee of that anymore.
Right. Like the idea for paying for a subscription back when it was like a thing for WoW, my parents were like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I was young then, like I was a teenager. So I wasn't going to use my money because I didn't have any to pay for a subscription. Now it's a little bit different because like
everything is paid for with a subscription.
Yeah, like it's a normal thing to pay for a subscription for something that's online.
Right.
The only reason I was introduced to WoW while it was like in that era was because my dad played it and paid for an account, and I would use his account. And then when I got old enough, he was like, "All right, we can actually get you your own account and like pay for that alongside mine."
Yeah, that's how we all were. I mean, me, my brothers that I live with, and my dad, like we would spend entire weekends just in front of the computer, other than sleeping and using the restroom, really. But we would eat there.
We don't eat. We're so slow.
No, shut the fuck. We would eat in front of the computer, like while we're running dungeons and stuff.
Yeah.
We're like, we would yell at each other, like, "Stop eating your food! I'm dying over here. I need heals!" Like, just screaming at each other for trying to get quality, like human stuff, human basic needs. But that was also just kind of the mentality. It's like, you know, you're having fun with like friends and family, like playing this stuff that have similar personalities. But yeah, I mean, everything's changed now. So
too many people around. You can get rid of some of them.
Isn't that why we had a pandemic?
Yeah, I hope so.
We're getting canceled.
No, I'm just getting canceled.
How can you get canceled? You're quitting after this.
Oh yeah.
Aren't you?
So it doesn't matter. So internet rage mongers, it's fine. I canceled myself before you got to me. So
yeah, internet Karens.
I win.
All right.
But no, like unironically, the problem with a lot of things is there's just too many people. It's nobody's fault. It's just there are too many people.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'll tell some of them to go away.
Just make sure you say please.
Can you start? And never mind. I'm not going to start naming names. No, fuck it. I'll say. Can you start with Elon Musk? Can you tell him to go away?
Only if I get a Tesla.
Go away, Elon Musk. I don't like you.
He's like, okay.
But he's helping.
He didn't give a shit. He's the
Dogecoin.
richest man. He's the richest man on the planet. He doesn't give a shit what I think, and he shouldn't. Who the fuck am I?
He's trying.
I'm a guy that's not going to have internet tomorrow. So like,
Dogecoin to $1. To the moon.
To the moon.
I don't want to talk about crypto. I don't want to talk about stonks. I don't want to talk about any of that. Sick of it.
Sick of it.
Shut Wall Street down. Turn it all off.
No more stonks.
Yes, not one.
Could you imagine?
One stonk?
No, not one.
0.85 of a
Dogecoin
stonk?
Anyway. Maybe a little stonk as a treat.
Tiny stonk for dessert.
Yeah, if you finish your dinner, you can have a stonk.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this episode.
Oh yeah.
You can.
We were recording.
We've been recording. Yep.
Oh God.
This is the podcast.
This is the podcast. You can follow our socials. It's if you're watching the video form, it's all under our stuff. It's down. It's under.
Under.
Yep. And
don't worry, the guest isn't going to come back.
And we will see you guys next week.
It's behind us.